Teşekkür ederim. Herkes tekrar hoş geldi. Müsaadenizle İngilizceye dönüyorum. Onu önden haber vermiş olayım. It's a great pleasure to be here. We have about 30 minutes and we'll be quick, energetic. What I'll try to do is, throw a few questions that will enable you, the audience, to get a better feel of who the distinguished guests that I have with me are. We'll dive into their insights and get a feel for what their companies stand for. We'll quickly look into their sourcing strategies, challenges, and talk a bit about their brand and brand positioning and consumer and where they're going. So before we get started, because I think it's of value to get to know them much better, I'd like to ask Halide and Federico, one after another, just to do a quick introduction of who are you. Just give us a quick bio of who you are.
Okay, here is a short bio. So nice to be back home. I was born and raised in Istanbul. And for the last 25 years, I've been working with international brands in different sourcing countries. I had the pleasure to work with amazing people, worked in amazing cultures in Turkey, Bangladesh, China, Hong Kong, and the last 3.5 years I'm based in New York, being the Chief Supply Chain and Sustainability Officer for Ralph Lauren.
Fantastic. Now, unlike Halide, who's through the industry, Federico is more like me. My background is more like a Gillette, P&G kind of a guy. I tell people that I came closest to selling jeans. The closest I got was washing jeans and selling detergent. So it was a different story. And Federico also has been dragged into this industry from another consultancy background. So, the word is on you.
Yes, I joined Citizens of Humanity almost 10 years ago, at the end of 2010. But before that, I spent 10 years with Bain & Company, management consulting company. Those consultants that get paid to answer your questions with more questions and put on charts, nice presentations, what you already know. But I was lucky enough to work with a lot of companies in this industry, from jeans maker, denim companies to pret-a-porter or high fashion. So I got to explore the different aspects of this world. I was not into fashion. It was not a love at first sight. When I was a teenager, I barely knew the difference between cotton and wool. It was just one in summer, one in winter. But then I got to learn a little bit more and also enjoy the challenges and also the opportunities and the beauty of this world.
Fantastic. So here are the characters we have, fantastic backgrounds. Let's get to know a bit more about their companies. So tell us a bit more about what's happening on your side of the business. How is life?
Okay.
What's happening in Ralph Lauren?
Ralph Lauren is an iconic American brand. We were created by our creator, Ralph, 52 years ago. And the brand is completely built on the idea of timelessness. How can we create products that are timeless, that we produce to be loved and worn forever, and even handed over to the next generation? That's really the foundation of who we are. This is a lifestyle brand. It's never about one single product. When Ralph creates a product, he hardly thinks about that individual product. For example, if he's designing a sweater, he really doesn't focus on that individual sweater, but he's really trying to create a movie in his mind about a nice Montauk evening by the beach. You're sitting around the fire with your family, and he dreams about how that product fits into that scene. Or the film in his head. And this really gives us a lot of opportunities to explore creativity and innovation in what we do. And today we are approximately a $7 billion global brand, selling over 60 countries all around the world. We have many brands under our umbrella. We have Ralph Lauren, Polo, Club Monaco, Chaps, and Lauren by Ralph Lauren. We offer lifestyle products on apparel, footwear, accessories, home, furniture, lighting, you name it, we do it. Like I said, I'm very proud to be a part of that amazing company. We have growth plans. For a couple of years, we have decided to shrink to grow a little bit, just to streamline our operations. And now we are on the path to grow back again. We're having an amazing momentum on the international business.
Fantastic.
We're growing a lot in Asian
Where is
countries.
the Asian countries?
In
So
Asian
that's-
countries, and also we have a very strong ground in Europe. In US, we have always been strong, so we will keep that strength, but we will continue to explore opportunities in the international market.
Fantastic. Moving on to Citizens of Humanity, what's happening on your side?
So Citizens was established in 2003 by Jérôme Dahan. For the people who don't know, Jérôme was the founder of Seven for All Mankind in the early 2000s. And so in those years, the premium denim segment was established. And at that time, selling premium jeans around the world was very easy. In just 2 words, premium denim LA was a good cachet to sell everywhere, anywhere, at any price. The world has changed a lot. So since then, the company launched also new brands. So we have now a portfolio of 3 brands: Citizens of Humanity, men's and women's, A Goldie, and Gold Sign. Gold Sign actually was acquired in 2007 when also Adriano Goldschmidt joined the company, worked with us for a few years. We are focused on the domestic market primarily, but also the international markets are relevant and growing. Europe, of course, and also Turkey. The company went through a lot of changes. Since 2017, the founder is no longer with the company because the management team bought the company from the founder and a Boston-based private equity firm who owned a minority stake in the company. So now we are, the master of our own destiny. We have found each other, and we face the new challenges. The company has always been very focused on product, not much advertising. So it's word of mouth of people that enjoy the product, the quality of it, the good comfort or feeling good in the products. And the business model is a little bit particular because we always had an in-house, not only design and product development, but also manufacturing. So all the products are made in our own facilities. Facilities because until last year we were manufacturing in the US only, but since February of last year we established a subsidiary in Turkey. And I guess it's one of the reasons why I'm here to tell you a little bit of our venture and story of the new factory in Turkey where we manufacture our jeans.
Like Ralph Lauren, I think you also carry a few other brands under your belt, don't you?
Yes, we have Citizens of Humanity. Of course, it's still the relevant brand, but we launched in 2013 A Goldie. And Gold Sign. That was actually one of the challenges because when you have all the brands that are developed in-house, make them distinctive and recognizable, but at the same time people in the manufacturing working on the products and maintaining the characteristics is not easy. They tend to approach the products the same way, even if in the mind of the designers is not, as to targets different customers from an aesthetic point of view, from a price point of view, and also disposable income, because the pricing of the products is quite different from products that are ranging at $150 up to $400 of Gold Sign. So you can imagine the distribution that is different and etc. So yes.
Fantastic. In Ralph Lauren, you just mentioned about being timeless, which is, I think, especially in this day and age, is going to be even a stronger selling point because the young generation that is coming around and talking about ESG standards, sustainability, the vegan culture, or whatever word you want to use, but this new generation that is, calling out for all of us to protect the world and make it a more habitable place.
Correct.
How does that impact you as a sourcing leader in terms of your sourcing strategies, the products that you're manufacturing, where you source? And maybe you can tag along just to spice it up. We did talk about China, US trade war. How is that impacting, coming into play, if any at all?
Sure. Like you say, having timelessness as our core value proposition actually helps me as the head of supply chain. It really gives me the opportunity and the responsibility to protect the brand and product integrity for everything we do. And we strongly believe timelessness is the ultimate definition of sustainability. Ralph doesn't believe in fashion. He says fashion comes and goes, and style is forever. So once he creates a product that is meant to stay forever, you actually have created the right foundations for sustainability. We are also a lifestyle brand, and we also believe living in a world that's well protected and governed to be handed over to the next generation is also the ultimate definition of sustainability. We believe in the stewardship when it comes to the environment. We only have one world, and I like that saying. We haven't inherited from our ancestors, we actually borrowed it from the next generation. So it's our duty, all of us, in whatever we do, and specifically now the executives of the companies, we all have to have sustainability integrated into whatever we do. So integration, impact, and stewardship are really important parts of our sustainability strategy. And for 52 years, Ralph has been doing a lot of good things, which is now called sustainability. So he was doing it simply because they were the right things to do, but he didn't really choose to talk a lot about it. But now what we realize is he has a voice, and we can actually use his voice to create more awareness in the industry, to be a catalyst for change in the industry. So I'm attending events like this to talk about his vision and how we incorporate sustainability into everything we do. And like I said, we do have a very strong sourcing strategy. I started working with the company 3.5 years ago, and that was the first thing we did with my team. We refreshed the existing global supply chain strategy, and we created a 5-year plan of which countries we want to explore, which countries are the right products for us, right countries for us to protect the brand and the product image. And within that context, we've been exploring new production markets or our existing production markets. Today, we produce over 41 countries globally for all that big range of products that I just mentioned a few minutes ago. And Turkey is one of the countries we've been exploring for some time. We had an on-off relationship with Turkey and Turkish suppliers, but personally, I'm aware of the strengths of Turkey. With or without the trade regulations or the frictions, I always say there's never a dull moment in the supply chain world. There's always something going on that we have to be agile to meet the consumer demands. I think Turkey has a role to play, specifically with the agility you provide when it comes to production, and also the technical know-how and innovation you provide. Turkey has always set the bar high for the other production countries when it comes to innovation and technology. So I do expect to find more of that in Turkey now with the next phase of our exploration in Turkey. We have partnered with Ahmet Nakkaş and his company Spring. They are helping us explore the opportunities here. So what we want to get is really that agility, quick response, understand the consumer better, and helping us find the right components, fabrics, technical fabrics, innovation that will provide sustainable, timeless products. Quality is critical. On-time deliveries are critical. And I really want to ask all Turkish suppliers and the organizations, help us clarify what Made in Turkey stands for. I think we all have a responsibility to explore that and to execute that.
If you were to call out one or two things, like a limited list of what would be the biggest barrier for you to not to come to Turkey, or what would have to be better? Is it just price? Is it just the base, or is it Ralph Lauren's history? I'm just being picky, you know.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just thinking about.
Since we have you on stage, we want to get some business out of you in our way. So it's only fair that I'm, bumping into you a bit.
Sure, sure. And like many other brands, we do have a sourcing strategy to figure out which country is the best to produce what. So where there is a gap today, with the expansion of our international business, is to be able to meet the quick response demands of the international markets. So different production models that will give us the opportunity to read and react better to the international markets, and specifically helping us with the innovation and the know-how and R&D when it comes to fabric, yarns, prints, washes, anything you can contribute to the timelessness and quality of our product will be critical. I'm sure we'll figure out a way to make the prices work with our partners, because as a company, we don't really have ad hoc relationships with our suppliers. We really are here to build strategic partnerships. We are here to hold hands, to create the future better together. There is an African proverb I always use with my team: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And we are here to really hold hands with the Turkish suppliers and the industry, and to get the most out of the country, both for Ralph Lauren and also to be able to support the industry for more business.
Clearly, Ralph Lauren is, a round of claps. Clearly, Ralph Lauren is lucky to have Halide on board, and we have exported Halide into the US hands. Hopefully, we'll get Halide to get some of our products across through your leadership, so I'll just squeeze that in. But let's now, on a positive mode, going over to Federico. Here's a gentleman who's taken his LA business into Turkey. So tell us a bit more. What made you come to Turkey? How is business in Turkey? How is sourcing manufacturing going? Are you happy? Is there anything that we should be
I can tell
hearing more
you,
about?
or I could tell you a story, as an ex-consultant, that we spent many months to come up with our sourcing strategy. It's not true. The sourcing strategy has always been very easy. Citizen, as I said, we still have, but used to have only one facility, our own facility in the backyard, so easier than that, I don't know. Actually two locations in LA where we cut, sew, and finish the products after they are treated in our wash house, all in a 20 miles radius. So it was very easy in the interaction between all the different parties. Turkey, actually we have a long time history with Turkey at Citizens. For many reasons, we decided to come over here. One of them is the know-how and the access to the technology. When I joined Citizens, the wash house had equipment 20, 30 years old, belly washers, all the wash-ex that were barely stayed together. And so we started to look around, and actually all our equipment now in LA comes from Turkey, from the washers, the dryer, the lasers, the ozone. Our friends at Genealogia might say that is from Spain, but actually parts of them are made in Turkey, as they know. So that was the first step, getting to know how good the sourcing of all the equipment was. The other aspect is, of course, the logistics. We source a lot of fabrics from Turkey or from Italy. Even though we are focused on the domestic market, Europe represents a large part of our businesses, so it's easier to serve. And with the evolution of the tariffs, of course, it's more convenient to drop ship the products to our DCs in Italy and in London. But the most important part is about people. We had people from Turkey who worked at Citizens, spent years in LA, and now are back in their home country. They work here. One of them is the general manager of our facility, and the other is the former designer of A Goldie. She runs all of the developments here and the QC. So she's our eyes and ears in Turkey. So if I were to suggest something, is foster your talents. The people that you have here are amazing. At Citizens, we love diversity. We have more than 15 countries represented. Maybe it's because of the name, I don't know, Citizens of Humanity, but we have people from everywhere. I mean, I'm from Italy, but we have people from a lot of South America, of course, being in LA, but also from Europe, from Asia, from Japan, etc. So these people from Turkey were there. One was already there when I joined Citizens, and she was in the design area, as I said. But the other person came as a full package with the laser machine. So when we bought the first laser machine, we didn't know where to start, honestly. And we said, we need someone to install the machine, but also to teach us how to use it. So with the machine, October 2012, this young man came to LA. He knew probably 5 words of English, but we installed the machine not in the facility, not in the production areas. We put the machine next to the design room. So that became the playground for them to not only learn how to use it, but also how to have fun and to come up with the new products. And that actually was the winning strategy, because we tried to convince them to switch to more efficient and also greener techniques, but they wouldn't accept it. The first time we tried with the laser, I remember that we showed them samples, and they said, "What are these? I mean, they're nothing like what we do in the laundry." So that's another piece of advice. Let them create, let the people that are very important in the brand and in the product development have fun with the technique. So this person came in, we started to learn how much know-how there is in Turkey. And so we decided to open this facility. So the new facility started the production in July of last year. Is in the free zone in Çorlu, so west of Istanbul. We came to Turkey first we partnered with a contractor to understand if it was the right place. We had a good vibe, good feeling. We're still closer to the contractor. We still make some products with them, but we launched our own factory because, again, going back to the business model, that's how we always wanted to do. Do it ourselves, our own way, right or wrong, learn from our mistakes. But we found very good people, partners, from the vendors who came to help us building the facility, the same vendors who supplied the equipment are exactly the same. We try to replicate the way we do things in LA, in Turkey. I feel we made it. We are very happy with how the things are going. And I can't forget the feedback my head of production, the first time who came here to Istanbul, was I see in the people's eyes the same passion for this job that was in LA many years ago. LA still has a lot of talent, but as we know, many companies moved out offshore to Mexico or overseas. But that was the feeling that was there in, when the premium denim basically became famous worldwide.
Fantastic story. Halide, we just heard in one of the prior presentations that in the US there's a lot of stores being closed down and the retail is suffering, department stores are going through tough times. Mm-hmm. But it's being counterbalanced to a certain extent by digitalization, e-com coming through.
Correct.
How is this coming into play? You also mentioned, shrink to grow, which I can appreciate. You have to sort of time to time shake up when you talk about 52 years of business being run. You have 2 steps forward, 1 step back, reshape, reset, and then go again. Can you talk about the changing landscape, your brand, where the consumers are, the shopping experience? Yeah. What are your challenges now?
A couple of years ago, maybe more than 5 years ago, we were a very wholesale-driven brand. So for the last 5 years, our distribution strategy is based on increasing our DTC, direct-to-consumer business models. And RLE, our .com business, is a big part of it, but not only our own RLE, we also grow digitally through the wholesale .coms now, because the wholesale partners also realized the shopping experience is changing for the consumer, the less friction as a consumer you have buying things online versus finding the opportunity to go to the stores. The dynamic is changing. But we still strongly believe the store experience is an important part of the consumer journey, so we're investing a lot in our stores, in our partner stores, to
Can
create
you
those
just give a
experiences.
split, like of your wholesale or department store? Like
We don't share those
no,
splits,
you
but
don't? Okay.
let's say the
Okay.
DTC share is growing
Okay.
much more than before, and
Okay.
very soon it will be the dominant
Okay.
percentage. Let's
That's
say
good
it
enough.
that way.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like you say, we also try to figure out where the consumers are. In different generations, the consumer has different types of tendencies to shop differently. Just to give different examples, we have launched an account in TikTok where the Gen Z is, and we have launched small stories in TikTok connected to
So
the
you
US
are
Open.
tapping your brand into the younger generation to make
definitely,
sure that you have many
definitely,
years
yeah.
of life ahead of you.
Correct. We have a chief digital officer who is really keen on exploring all social media and reaching out to our consumers through social media. Being a global brand, of course, we have a global consumer base. We're trying to understand their needs and staying true to who the brand is, trying to create differentiation in the local experiences. And also with the influencers or partners, local partners we work with. For example, Li Bingbing in China is our influencer support, Akira in Japan. We have many US personalities,
Well,
let's call
I
them.
enjoyed the US Open tennis
Yeah,
tournament
right?
just recently, and
Yeah.
you guys were there. You owned the place. So that was fantastic.
Exactly. All the boys and ball girls wear Polo Ralph Lauren products. We're the official sponsor. But what we also believe in, and we saw an amazing traction, is our mass customization program. So you can go to ralphlauren.com and actually create your own sweater, t-shirts, many different products on the screen. And we're using an amazing innovation there, which the consumer doesn't really experience. But for those of us who are in production would appreciate it. As soon as you create your product on the screen, a digital order goes to a machine in Asia. The sweater is knitted there, and from the factory, the individual product is sent to wherever you are in the world in a special, nice package. So innovation, digital, is extremely important for us. We have launched QR codes on our products. We are using QR codes to communicate with the consumer, explain more about the product, but also confirm that that's an authentic Ralph Lauren product. We have done the heated jacket for US Olympics. We are also the official sponsors of US Olympic team. So we're doing really amazing things to understand and use digital technologies to reach out to the consumers.
Fantastic. It seems like you're covering the whole ground of, on the one front, the technology, the innovation idea.
Correct.
But also tapping into the new generation, the millennials who are coming, who are savvy about that.
Very much.
And adapting a lot onto the
Yes,
changing
learning.
trading environment.
Doing
more.
mistakes, learning, adapting, changing, evolving on the way, but that's
Any
the
frustrations, anything you wanna, like as a sourcing leader, magic wand, can I put you on the spot? Like you'd like to be, your company to be faster, better, where is the biggest opportunity?
I think the biggest opportunity is to find the right level of differentiation and globalization of the product offer and the consumer promise, because we are very specific with who we are and we want to stay true to that. And since we are not a fashion brand, we're not really affected as much with the fashion and trends
Ins and outs.
changes. Sometimes it creates opportunities, but sometimes it creates its challenges. So what we're trying to do is energize our icons, our iconic products, and make them more relevant, either from a trend perspective or a technology perspective, to different consumers.
Sounds
it takes
great.
time.
Sounds great, yeah. Well, I believe where you put your energy, you get the results. So I
I
think
agree.
you have your mindset and all to go.
Okay.
Federico, just last 1 minute we have there. Any innovation, technology, consumer, shopping trends, what we've covered with Halide that you just want to bring to the table?
I wouldn't call it innovation, but a lot of collaborative tools. As you can imagine, from a company that had all the people in the same block, so if there was something unclear about production or the development, it was just a few steps away. Here we have people different time zone. I have my own Turkish breakfast every morning with the team, and being able to transfer the information from product tech packs, data sheets, being able to have these translated in real time. Also, when my friends here forget that my Turkish is limited to teşekkürler, tamam. So I can have this support, and we can exchange information very easily.
As long as you say tamam, I think your team will be happy.
One of the first words my team learned, I have a few of my leaders in Turkey, one of the first words they use is şöyle böyle.
Şöyle
They
böyle.
use it for their
Okay, well.
negotiation skills.
Sorry, not to steal. But if I may just wrap up, because that's the time we've been given. It's fantastic to see like our history, similar to our history, like Mavi jeans. I mean, why is there Mavi jeans here? Because it is a brand that is coming from the ecosystem of denim. I call when I talk to our investors that, you know, as much as like Germany might have its Baviera of BMWs and Mercedes, if you want to do blue jeans, this is the place to be. The whole washing facilities, the fabric, this better together idea of all the components coming together. It's a phenomenal place to be. And Federico is, I think, you yourself is a testament demonstrating that you've come here, made your bet here, and moving forward. And on Halide's front, you know, a great individual who's developed here is now contributing to the global scene. But I think this sustainability element, this timelessness, I think for all of us, in terms of partnering with a brand, I guess, and being a part of Ralph Lauren, whoever it may be, whether it's a Turkish brand or outside, betting on the longevity of the company and building that relationship is, I think, the important key success factor, would be the key success factor. That's my takeaway for your company. That's more or less what we have to say. Any last 1 minute add-ons, anything that you want to have? I just want, because I'm signaled that we have 1-2 more minutes.
Just a short thanks to all the partners we have in Turkey and the potential partners we will have in Turkey. I was very impressed by, like you say, the passion in the companies that we met so far, with the eagerness to build business with Ralph and providing the technical know-how and innovation and everything that you know is amazing. So we really look forward to our future here together.
Federico, last words.
I have one request: more flights to LA. I need more space on the flights.
Fantastic. So that wraps up our presentation, and we'll now go on to a coffee break. So if you guys want to catch up and ask more questions one-on-one, we can, you know, more than happy to oblige. So thanks for being with us. Thanks, Halide. Thanks for Federico coming out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moderatörümüz Mavi Giyim CEO'su Cüneyt Yavuz ve panelistlerimiz Ralph Lauren Corporation İcra Kurulu Başkan Yardımcısı Sayın Halide Alagöz ve Citizen of Humanity CEO'su ve ortağı Federico Pagnetti'ye kuvvetli bir alkış alalım mı? Küresel tedarik zinciri ve markalaşma yolculuğu ve önemine dair değerlendirmelerini bizlerle paylaştılar. Moderatörümüz ve panelistlerimize günün anısına hediye takdimimiz olacak. Hediye takdimi için Türkiye Giyim Sanatçıları Derneği'nin Yönetim Kurulu Başkanı Sayın Hadi Karasu'yu, Sayın Karasu ve hediye takdimi için yine Türkiye Giyim Sanatçıları Derneği Yönetim Kurulu Başkan Yardımcısı Sayın Ramazan Kaya'yı, Sayın Kaya ve Yönetim Kurulu üyesi Sayın Sami Kario'yu, Sayın Kario ve Vittorio Zagnia'yı sahneye davet ediyorum. Kuvvetli bir alkışla ve hediye takdim törenimiz başlıyor.
Yine bana evet bana. Ben şey veriyorum değil mi? Ha,
Fotoğraflarımızı toplu yapalım.
tabii şey.
Değerli misafirlerimiz, Sayın Başkanımızın bir notu olacaktı kahve molasının ardından. Peki, değerli konuklarımız, bugün öğleden sonra Moda Konferansı